welcome to another Tarot Pick a Card reading. Today I was feeling very drawn to work with the Liminal Spirits Oracle. So Liminal Spirits are those spirits which stand at or on both sides of a boundary or threshold. So this is going to be talking about a change in your life, and most likely in your internal life, which these liminal spirits are helping to guide you across. So we're going to be looking at kind of where you are, where your mental space or your emotional space is before the change, and then we will also look at where you are after the change. And we will see which spirit comes through to help with that and what their energy adds to it. So we have 4 piles to select from today. This is group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. So please take a minute, take some deep breaths to ground yourself. Do whatever it is that you do to get in the zone for picking your cards. Please pause the video if you want to, and the timestamps are all going to be in the description box below, so I will see you at your timestamp. Hi group 1. So the first thing we're going to do is look at which liminal spirit is coming through for you. And after that, we will have a look at what threshold you are approaching and how the spirit is going to help you across. So your spirit is the deer spirit. So this is a guardian of the natural world here. This is a guardian of the element of transcendence we can find as we interact with nature. And this may be literally going out into nature, perhaps learning about plants or simply connecting with the natural world where you live, or this could also be kind of delving into your own nature, your own material aspect, your own body, and understanding more about how you relate to the world through your physical being, how your physical being connects out with all that is. So whether this is you deepening your connection with some part of nature, and I'm seeing a pond or a body of water or like a pool in a river for someone. Maybe this is a place where you are feeling most connected or where you are finding peace at this moment in time. I'm also getting the feeling that for some people this has to do with your own kind of physicality. So I'm going to pull some cards to look at where you are now before you have crossed this threshold. We have the Two of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. So I have a feeling of being kind of spread a little thin here. Like you are juggling all of these different, let's say, responsibilities, and it's a little hard to feel inspired because of everything that you are having to make work or connect. But I think there is a hunger in you to be more satisfied. I feel a meeting of two energies in you which are like, I'm really small and I have so much that I have to do, and then the other energy is like, but I'm so powerful here. And why do I feel small and stuck? It's a feeling of I want to do stuff, I want to feel stuff, I want to live in this intensity, I want to play in that space, and for some reason I'm like trapped in the mundane meeting other people's standards, and it's causing almost a little kind of depressive outlook, or just an outlook in which you feel blocked from what inspires you because of all of the kind of details you have to take care of. So I'm going to pull a couple cards now to show what is on the other side of this threshold that the Deer Spirit is helping you across. King of Cups and the Magician. So I feel for some of you like the way that you get out of this funk is through an affair with someone. And I say affair, it's not necessarily like clandestine, but it's something which doesn't necessarily last, but it is really fun, and it helps you to step into this more powerful feeling of your own self, feeling like you can create what you want in your life, kind of feeling like you're all that, and not in a bad way. I feel a real kind of heart sweetness around that Father of Cups, or King of Cups traditionally. Like, if it's not an affair, it could be that someone is just so sweet to you, so kind to you, that it really fills your heart up. I am reminded of the first kind of intuitive hit that I got of body of water. This Father of Cups is a swan, so, it could be as little as spending these moments in this place where you see beauty and it fills you up. But what I do feel that you are left with after this happens is a feeling that you are very strong, that you can kind of prowl through life looking for opportunities and not being scared to take them. And there's a sense of detachment from being bogged down in the details. So it's a real sense of empowerment here. Where you start, you're feeling like there's so much that you have to attend to that it's just hard to get into any kind of place where everything feels like it's flowing, where your intuition feels like it's flowing, where your enthusiasm feels like it's flowing. You feel disconnected at the beginning of this journey, or at the gateway to this threshold. But on the other side, there is this feeling of, yeah, I can handle all my business and I can have fun. And this could be facilitated by someone really showing up for you and kind of filling up your heart with sweetness. So I'm going to pull a couple cards now to show how the deer spirit is going to help you across the threshold. Two of Cups and the World. Right, exactly. So this is this loving connection with another person, which is very healing to a part of you here. And I feel like however this connection goes down, it really helps you to get past a feeling that there was a part of you that would always be empty. And that might not necessarily be that the relationship lasts forever, but it's kind of like if this piece of me that felt so broken can feel whole again from this happening, then it kind of renews your faith that you can continue to find wholeness in your life. And this is a really wonderful rounding out of a cycle here for you, where you are gaining a new relationship to the world because you have this gift of love, which is healing, which is specifically healing to you. And it feels like a gift directly to you from the universe. So it renews your faith in this completely new way when you might have been feeling kind of beaten down as far as your ability to feel free and joyful and supported in the world is concerned. And it might be that the relationship lasts and that you get to continue to kind of play with this person and be with them. Or it might be that it is your relationship to yourself which gains this feeling of wholeness. So the threshold this dear spirit helps you across is from a state in which you feel cut off from your kind of inspiration and delight and your flow in the world into a state in which you feel like you can handle all your business and have time to be delighted by life. And the way that you are helped across this threshold is it feels as though you receive this direct gift from the universe, which may be in the form of a relationship, or it may be something more intangible than that, but it feels directly for you. And having that sense that the universe is gonna do stuff just for you helps you to revive your joy in all of life, helps you to revive the feeling of delight and appreciation and satisfaction and faith that even though things do break us down for a while and they can be hard and we have to get through them, there's still all of this beauty into which you can root yourself and towards which you can turn your focus and take delight in it as though it were created just for you. I think that the world is about to fill you up with love in a way that just feels wonderful. And with that, I am going to draw this reading to a close, and thank you so much for watching. It gives me such great pleasure to make these videos, and I truly hope that they bring you confirmation, validation, clarity, support, and I am, as always, in complete awe of the benevolent forces of the universe which bring us together to hear these messages at the right moment in time. It completely blows my mind all the time, and I love being part of it. If this video did resonate for you, it would mean so much to me if you would hit the like button or give me a comment to let me know how it resonated, or subscribe to my channel. All of those things give me a little boost in return for making the video. Of course, if you don't do any of those things, I am still completely amazed and delighted that you watched it, and thank you so much, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Hey Group 2, those of you who chose the second Liminal Spirits Oracle card, this reading is for you. So we're going to be looking at what threshold you're crossing, what change is coming in your life here, and the first thing that we're going to do is look at which spirit is coming through to help you with this. I pre-shuffled these cards. I haven't looked at them myself yet, so I don't know what it's going to be. And after I reveal that, then we're going to pull out some cards to look at your situation and what the change is that this spirit is helping bring about. Okay, so we have So this is a spirit who is very connected in with mysteries and magic. This is a being who takes in, who senses more than is expressed, but who can guide your way through that kind of secret journey. And it is not a journey that everyone is ready for. It's a journey that you are ready for. A cat does not make friends with everyone right away. Cats are stereotypically more kind of selective about who they are going to let in. So you are in this place of readiness for something deeper. I'm feeling a sense of coming into yourself more fully, a more fully realized version of yourself than you have been before. So this cat is here to let you in on something that was secret. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards now, and this is going to be showing me where you're starting off before this transition begins. So we have Three of Pentacles and the Hierophant. So I feel that you are in a place of connecting the dots. Like maybe there's something that you've been working on for some time, and now you suddenly have kind of all of the pieces in place. You found the key to make whatever it is that you were working on manifest, or to make it work, to make it function. And possibly this is someone who has given you this key, given you some important piece of information that you needed. It could be that you're working with a teacher or some kind of higher learning, or a boss, someone who has kind of handed you what you have been in search of. Or it could be spirit, for those of you who are into connecting with your guides in this way. It could be that something has been shown to you that you did not have before, and you have now assembled enough of the pieces and learned enough of the lessons that you can begin to move towards your goals in a way that you were not previously doing. It feels as though you've been looking at this mountain and not knowing how to climb it, even though you knew that this is the mountain that you wanted to climb, and now suddenly, like, you know where the path is. You can see the path, and you can see how you can start to move towards what it is that you want to do. You have the key in your hand. It is as though life or spirit has been developing you until you could reach the place that you have had your eyes on. So, like, metaphorically speaking, you saw the mountain, you were like, I really want to climb that mountain, that is the mountain for me. And then it had to go through all of this process of, like, assembling your gear, and now you have the right boots, and now you have the right coat, and now you have your backpack, which is packed with all of the necessary items and all of that, to where I feel like spirit was kind of taking you through these steps so that you could actually come to that which you are aiming for. So it may have been a little bit of a lengthy process here, where you were kind of being walked through all of these lessons in order to get to where you are now. I'm sorry if you can hear some thuds in the background. There are some people moving and some doors slamming, but that is hopefully not too present on the audio for this video. So I am going to pull a couple cards now to show where you are moving to once you cross this threshold that the cat spirit is helping you across. So we have Two of Swords and Justice. I love this with the cats. Okay, so I'm thinking that you have been on an inner journey in order to get to where you're going to. And the reason for that, it is as though this cat spirit takes you on a journey inside yourself to where you have kind of brought yourself maybe into some sharp analysis, and what was holding you back before was really being uncertain about what is right, like what is the right thing to do, what is the morally right thing to do, what is the financially right thing to do, what is right in practical terms, what is right for me as a being, what's in line with me. And with this Justice card, with the white and the black cats there with their tails entwined like that, it's like the thing that you have had to learn is that the values which you were placing on certain things which held you back from connecting with them are maybe less limiting than you had been imagining. It's like, say you are someone who can make really cutting remarks, right? If someone upsets you, then you can say something that cuts right into them. And maybe you see this as a negative in yourself, but that same skill is a capacity for very deep insight into the people around you. And if you are not using it to damage people, then actually it has tremendous value. So it's kind of looking at the things that have held you back from yourself, from your fullest expression of self, have made you kind of judge yourself or made you think that what you're doing is not right. Those are, if looked at from the other side, the very things that are your greatest assets and skills that you have to bring forth into whatever you are working on, that you have to bring forth into your fullest expression of self, into your truest experience of life. So instead of looking at your life and being like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what is going to be right, I don't know what's going to be a value of service, I don't know what is going to be pleasurable, or, I don't know what's going to bring me happiness to do, because I have all of these things that maybe don't fit, or maybe hurt other people, or maybe my surroundings, my world around me, has these limitations in terms of what appears to be the most valuable, the most true, the most good. It has been this journey of recognizing that all of those things, all of those different influences and character traits are all part of your dance. They're all part of what you have to bring out, and they can all be assets just as much as they can be detractors, just as much as they can take away, they can also give. And it is learning that balance that allows you to now move towards your goals. It is agreeing to dance with your situation, to dance with your personality, to be more kind of playful and intentional in bringing out the sides of your character, the sides of your circumstances, which are the most to your benefit and the most beneficial to those around you as well. So I am going to pull 2 last cards, and these are going to show me how this cat spirit is helping you move from one side of this threshold to the other. So we have, oh, sorry, cat. Ace of Wands and 8 of Pentacles. I love this. This is you learning how to harness your own inspiration. So I think that this group, the group who were attracted to this pile, you must be doing something for which you need to support yourself. So maybe like you have decided to go back to school, or maybe you want to start a business, maybe you want to go for a promotion or something like this in your workplace. You want to be taking on more responsibility or starting something new. And it has taken a while for you to kind of really work up the courage to do this, and it has also taken a while to figure out how you are going to do it, what you need to have in place before you can. This card, in the Vice Versa Tarot, there are images on both sides, and I respond typically to the energy of the card. I feel which way around it should be in order to tell the most clear story. So what I think, because it's coming out with this lightning strike hitting that tree, and because we have the cat spirits and the cat's in the Justice card, the Two of Swords, this narrative of like not being sure if the step that you want to take is the right step for whatever reason, internal or external. I think that firstly what you have learnt to do is make it so that your own inspiration is not hurting you. You have taken enough time, you have done enough introspection to understand that if you're feeling inspired towards doing something that you are not currently doing, and that's hurting you, it doesn't have to hurt you. It is something towards which you can start to work. So, like, if you were doing a job that you hated, and every day you were being like, I hate my job, but I don't know how to get out of it, I just have to keep doing it because, like, I need to be a financially solvent individual, and I don't see any opportunities to move towards what might be more fulfilling to me. This is kind of living in this place of your own inspiration hurting you because you know that you're pulled towards doing something else, but you can't see a way to do it. And now this is like you have got your inspiration. It is this wand, right, which it is starting to have these leaves growing from it. It's like starting to grow. I don't know if my camera's focusing, it's just my telephone. It's starting to grow, right? And in the end, it can grow into this tree, which you can then work on, put in the effort, and you are in this place now of believing that you can put in the effort and take all the steps that you need to take in order to get to where you want to be. So I love this message. It's so empowering. It is taking you towards that which you have been aiming for, and it's kind of like you've got certain pieces of your life in place, and now all that is missing is this kind of inspiration aspect. So like, say you live in a nice place and you have a nice relationship, and now you are working on the kind of final piece of the puzzle, which is work, which is really inspiring to you, or education, or whatever it is that you have been aiming towards. It's like all your cups will be full. Right now, you've got your foundation in place, and it's like, okay, my foundation is here, now I'm gonna fly. Like, now I have something stable from which I can work. So it feels very celebratory, and it's not that the work isn't done yet. It's more like you're about to start the work, but you are in this place now of you are not afraid to start the work, and you can see where you need to begin. So there's been this journey of self-examination, like, what is it that is really moving me here? And then we also have the external piece of understanding how you can actualize what is most compelling to you internally to be part of your external existence. I feel really stoked about this reading. I think it's great. I'm excited for you to do what you're doing. You know, your work is just beginning, but it's your work. It's not for someone else, it's for you, and I think that that's really thrilling. And I would love to hear about it if you fancy commenting, although no pressure as always to do so. I am going to wrap up this reading here. I think that is as much as I can see for messages in these cards. I am, as always and continuously, completely blown away every time that these cards bring out a story that feels consistent, and these messages come through from Spirit, and I don't know how it works. I don't know how they come out in the moment that they need to come out, and we see them in the moment that we need to see them, but I am in awe of it and amazed by it and delighted by it, and I love being part of it. If this message did resonate for you, I would of course love it if you would like or comment or subscribe to my channel. But of course, it is offered for free no matter what. And I hope that it is useful. I hope it brings you validation and confirmation and support. And I wish you a very wonderful day and good luck in your endeavor. Hi, group number 3. Let us take a look at the change that you are currently navigating in your life and which liminal spirit is helping you through this transition. So I shuffled these cards before doing the reading. I haven't seen which spirit is going to come out myself yet. So the first thing we'll do is find out which spirit is coming through for you. We have cedar. So cedar is a plant spirit which helps us to connect with our ancestors, with the knowledge that is stored in our bones, with our genetic memories, with our ancestral memories, with that which is carried down through generations. Cedar is burned as part of ceremonies to clear ancestral patterns, to help with ancestral healing and clear the patterns which we learn from our families or inherit from our families, which are in some way limiting or hold us back. So with cedar coming out, it is possible that this transition is taking you into somewhere very deep in your history, your family's history. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards, and these are going to show me where you are at the beginning of this transition, so where you are now, or where it starts. So we have the Tower and the Hermit. Wow. So the resemblance between the Tower and the cedar trees is fairly remarkable in this reading. So perhaps there has been some fracturing in your family. This is very deep rooted narratives coming out. Perhaps narratives of trauma, or perhaps death in your family. And something here is breaking and falling apart, or has broken and fallen apart. And you are left carrying the light by yourself. Either you are carrying the light by yourself, or you shone the light on your family and helped to clarify what was really happening. These are both major arcana here, so this is major themes in your life. This is not immediate circumstances, although I'm sure it affects your immediate circumstances, but this is something which is taking years in its materialization. So you traveling alone is one piece of this, and your family facing some sort of devastation is another piece of this. And both of these are coming together as the starting point for whatever this transition that cedar is helping you through. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards to show the other side. What is on the other side of this transition? What do you have waiting for you? we have the Four of Swords and the Emperor. Oh my gosh, look at all of the trees in this reading. So on the other side of this transition, first of all, there is a need for you to separate mentally. Take a break from whatever this pain is. And you develop that skill as part of this transition. So let's say you're a very empathic person. You develop the skill to differentiate between what you need to fix and what you don't need to fix. So taking care of you, not trying to take care of everybody else. Or say members of your family are in some way abusive or unkind, or talk down on you and make you feel less than, then you learn the skill of removing yourself from that. Or if you have had to heal from a loss in your family, learning how to give yourself the space to do that. And then we have the Emperor, who is a tree, standing strong. Now the Emperor has clear boundaries. The Emperor is in charge of his own kingdom, his own empire, right? There is no dispute about what lines can and cannot be crossed with the Emperor. And I'm looking at these two fours right next to each other, so it's developing this skill of removing yourself from the pain in whatever way that is manifest for you. That creates this strong Emperor who has their boundaries intact, who does not take on more than they need to. This is the third major arcana here. So we're talking about big themes in your life, big shifts. This is talking about major healing in your family line, which you are carrying out in order for you to be able to set down your own roots. There is something here which I'm going to try and articulate, although I'm not sure if it's going to come out exactly clearly, but it's as though as you have traveled alone, you have known that worth exists, and you have been on your journey using that knowledge as a guiding light, but now it becomes actually internalized. You have actually taken it in to your understanding of yourself. And the reason that I am seeing that is because this hermit is carrying this light in a lantern outside of himself. But the lamb in the Four of Swords, the light is inside. The light is personally realized and understood. So this journey that maybe took you away from the structure of your family brought you closer and closer into your own truth. And this transition that you're going through now allows you to stand tall in your own truth. It makes it so that you no longer need the light source to be external because you're carrying it inside you. So you no longer need the structure or the rules or the cultural understanding to be handed to you by your family, because you have gained your own sense of truth here. So I'm going to pull 2 last cards, and these are looking at how Cedar Spirit is helping you through this transition. We have Knight of Pentacles and 10 of Swords. Oh my goodness, look at the coherence of imagery in this reading. It's blowing my mind right now. We have the cedar, the trees, we have the eclipse and the eclipse. Okay, so Knight of Pentacles. Part of what has happened here is you have realized that you can build what you want. You have realized that you can create what you believe in. And you have recognized your own worth and ability to do so. And here we have the 10 of Swords, but it's not showing a betrayal, which it would. On the other side of the card, we have this figure who is all full of swords, having been stabbed and left dead. This is just the armor, which is full of swords. So this is saying that your armor, your walls, your protective habits, you are able to step outside of them now and see that they are not necessary. This ties right back into that structure that you inherited from the outside of you, no longer being necessary. And I talked about the light source. It's not needing to come from the outside now because you've internalized it. Here we have exactly the same thing. You don't need your clarity, your truth, to be handed to you now because you know it inside yourself. You don't need your sense of purpose to be given to you because you have followed your own and found it, and you hold it now. This reading, it's quite short, but it's so powerful. It's these huge themes coming out here. This huge transition. I don't think that I am seeing any further messages in these cards. Let's see, the 10 of Swords is drawing me for some reason. He's not hiding himself. He's allowing himself to be recognized for who he is. And he's not hiding behind all this armor. And that is the state of being that you have also reached or will also reach as you navigate this transition. This is such a powerful reading, and there is so much healing in here. And healing not just yourself, but healing patterns which have traveled down through your family lineage. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm absolutely awestruck, and it's not like delighted, but it's like I feel the sense of purpose for you. I feel the self-worth. I feel the connection with your own ambition, your own light, your own path, and I am deeply relieved and pleased for you, and I congratulate you on having had the strength to do what you've done. And I offer great thanks to your guides and my guides, to all of the benevolent beings, to Cedar, for helping guide this reading and bring out these messages. I am always completely in awe of this. I don't have any idea how it works, but I think that it is mind-blowingly amazing, and I'm so grateful to be part of it. And you know, if this video did resonate for you, then I would of course love it if you were to hit the like button or subscribe or leave me a comment letting me know how it resonated. That would mean a huge deal to me. But either way, whatever you choose to do with that, I wish you a beautiful day, and I am very much thankful to you for doing all of the work that you've done. Hi Balfour, let's take a look at the change that you are going through. So the first thing that I'm going to do is reveal your Liminal Spirits card. I pre-shuffled these, but I have not seen them myself, so I don't know what this is going to be. Okay, so we have Snake Spirit helping you through this particular change. So snakes have a lot of different associations. The one that I am picking up here is that of transformation. Snakes shed their skin, and what I feel from this card is an energy that is very friendly to you. Like it very much wants to be your friend, it wants to help you. It's very quick. It's going to help you see opportunities. It's like this energy wants to help you leave behind a kind of heaviness and move forward into a whole different way of being. And part of how it's going to do this is it's quick enough to spot what there is available to you, and it's going to move on it. It's going to like dart at that opportunity and get it for you. So it's this really friendly, really intelligent feeling which wants to kind of help you navigate through a transition from where you may be feeling kind of stuck, or there may be patterns which are holding you back, and it's trying to get you into this much happier, much more joyful place. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards now, and these are going to show me where you are before this transition takes place, what you are coming out of in this change. We have the Hierophant and the Son of Cups. So this could be a romantic connection. It could be a way of looking at things which is sort of prescribed by society. It could be something which no longer felt fulfilling to you, or no longer feels fulfilling to you. Something which feels oppressive in some way. Something to which you feel bound, but it's not giving you any kind of satisfaction. Or you may have a lot of love for whatever this is, but it also consumes you in some way. It takes up more of your energy than it can make you happy to be giving out. or not more than it can make you happy to be given out, but it's one thing that consumes your energy when you might want to be opening your horizons, expanding your horizons to more, but you're getting kind of lost in this one situation. There is a young feeling to it. If it's a person, it may be someone who's younger than you, or someone who is less ready to kind of be at the same place that you are at. I'm not gonna say less mature, it's just their focus is in a different place. Like their focus is very singular and your focus is very plural. So the place that you are before this transition occurs is giving all of your energy into one thing, which is no longer serving your expansion, your freedom, your joy. And this isn't a comment on the worth of that thing. It is simply saying that you are out of sync with it. So I'm going to pull a couple cards to look at the other side, where you are moving or what you are moving towards. We have the Father of Swords in reverse and the Empress in the reverse. So this is really interesting. I feel that you are intentionally moving away from being the Empress. You don't want to be meeting other people's needs right now. This Father of Swords in reverse is really interesting to me, the way that it is coming out. This is an energy which is perceived to have a great deal of knowledge or wisdom, which you have engaged with. And there's two narratives that I'm getting with this. The first may be that you encountered a person who you perceived to have more perspective than you had previously been aware of, so this opened your mind in new ways. But with them showing up in reverse, they were also flawed. There was something inescapably closed off or controlling here, and now if this is not another person, it may be to do with the way that you yourself have set boundaries against whatever your past is. There may have been a very kind of abrupt closing off and distaste for the kind of emotions which had you focusing all of your intention and energy into this one situation over here, filling this one cup. But something about the way that you closed off, maybe you feel conflicted about it, maybe it was kind of harsh. Either way, it whether it was another person who you perceived to, on the one hand, expand your reality, and on the other hand, kind of be shut down in some way or be controlling in some way, or whether it was yourself who shut things down, what you are left with is this sword kind of being handed to you ready to wield. And I think that is like you have this whole new arena of understanding to play with. That broadening of horizons that I was talking about when you were focused in on one thing, you are just stepping out into that kind of expansive playground. And you are specifically not willing to be the one who is nurturing, the one who is sustaining others. You want to be doing your own thing right now. There may be some kind of kundalini awakening here with it being snake spirit coming through. There may be some kind of increase in sexuality, increase in physicality if it's not strictly sexuality, like maybe you are taking up a new way of inhabiting your body here. I'm going to pull a couple cards to show how snake spirit is helping you get from one side of this transition to the other. I have 7 of Cups and the World. So this imagery leading from the 7 of Cups to the World is quite powerful, because it's almost as if you encountered something which was ultimately illusory, something which maybe drew you on and made you want something which could not ultimately be real or fulfilling, but what you gain from that, let's say, infatuation or attachment to this illusion is yourself. You gain your own freedom. You gain a new reality, a liberation, which is fully embodied. So this could be an infidelity in a way. You could be moving out of an old relationship and into singlehood because of an attraction to another person, or inspired by an attraction to another person. But you don't gain the other person at the end of it. You gain a whole new freedom. You gain new horizons. And with that snake appearing so friendly to me in the beginning, I was actually confused by this, but I think what the message is with that is like kind of a nudge nudge, wink wink, like I'm gonna seem like something you should feel guilty about, but I'm here to help you. Like this change is here to help you, and what you are moving towards is for you, because you're moving out of something which had become oppressive and into something which is expansive. And for some reason, the words "see how the cycles spin" are coming into my mind. So maybe you know that where you are now is not ultimately where you will end up. This kind of freedom, this playfulness, this testing the limits of your own awareness, your own experience. You know that it is a stage in a cycle, but the difference is it's yours. It's fully for you, it's not for anybody else. So this could be a phase of consciously playing with your own limits, and that could be getting body modifications like tattoos or piercings, or exploring new sexuality, or traveling, something like exposing yourself to something intentionally which moves away from the limits under which you were previously living. The way that that snake has their tail wrapped around this egg is reminding me very much of the oval or egg shape in the world card, and what it makes me think is like this snake just spun your world like a top, and what's spun away is illusion in some sense. You are left in more truth, revealed in more truth than before, which is in itself a very liberating experience. So I think that that wraps up your reading for today. I'm extremely grateful that you chose to watch it. It blows my mind how these readings come out. I don't know how it works, but I am in awe of it all the time. I think it's amazing. I love participating in it. And I am extremely grateful to Source, to the guidance in the universe, to the benevolent and sometimes playful and disruptive spirit guides which help us on our way. Thank you so much for coming to this reading. I hope that your transformation benefits you, and I wish you a very lovely day.